Hey, I'm Jason Furie. I designed the game Realm Runners, and I wanted to show you all how to play. Every single game of Realm Runners has a start realm and an end realm. These are the same across all games. You would mix the other realms in the middle. You can have 2 or 3 or more. Every character starts at the beginning. There's a portal that you would put every character on. The first realm, you have face-up tokens in this exact order. The middle realms, you mix all the tokens together and then you just place them face down. And then you put the boss in the boss realm on the last portal. Every player has a player card. You fill it up with health, you read the unique abilities, you do the corresponding action. Everybody has a unique dice, I call a hero dice. And then other than that, we just have some cards laid out up here, your movement and magic cards, your minion cards, your relics, shields, swords, and chaos cards. These are all corresponding with the tokens. So every single token has a corresponding card. So if I were to land on this space, I flip a skull, I would then flip a skull, and so on for all the different shapes. Other than that, you put the fire tokens in the corner, and then you have a special space for the zombie with the corresponding zombie dice, the minion dice, and the boss dice. And that's pretty much how you set up the game. So how do you win Realm Runners? It's quite simple. Basically, you move up the board, collecting loot, collecting items, messing with each other. You have to survive the realms and get to the boss realm. The first person to land on the boss realm, everybody transports there and you go into boss mode. You have to defeat the boss, and then once the boss is defeated, it's last person standing. So it turns into a battle royale free-for-all at the end. So to win, you just go across the board, defeat the boss, and then be the last person standing. All right, now here's how a typical turn will go. Everybody has 2 movement and magic cards at all times. But before you do that, you can choose to use a loot card if you want. So phase 1, use or don't use a loot card. Phase 2 is play one of your 2 movement and magic cards. Phase 3 is collecting another card so you have 2 at all times. And that's it for your turn. So I'm gonna simulate a move right now. So I have 2 cards here. One of them says move plus or minus 1, one of them says move plus 2, or I can move any 2 tokens to blank spaces or equip a shield. So let's say I don't have a shield, I would use my card to equip a shield, then I would collect a new card, and then it would be the next player's turn. But if I were to move, let's say I want to use my move 2, I would go 1, 2. I would land on this shield, take the shield, collect the corresponding shield card, and put it on my loot card slot, and then I would collect another card, and my turn would be over. Some caveats are, once I get into this realm where there's flipped over tokens, if I get a 3 here, 1, 2, 3, you flip over tokens and do not collect them, and then whatever token you land on is what you would collect. So here, I flipped over a chaos token, which is really good, it's something you want to get, or a shield. So I would have to go backwards and use a card that has like a negative movement to get those. But since I landed on this, I would activate a monster battle. And to do that, you would move the corresponding card over here. Then you would have some hearts, so you would just take some loose hearts. I'm just taking them from the boss for now. You would put them on here, and then you would activate a battle mode. So you would use this dice and your hero dice to take turns rolling until you kill that minion. Once you kill the minion and it's dead, you take it off the board, and then you would actually collect that token and put it on your board. Every 3 minions you kill, you get a chaos card. So it's just something you would do per turn and just kind of go through it. But if I were to land on a shield or a relic or a sword, I would collect that corresponding loot card and just put it on my player base. And if my player base is full, you just have to swap them out. You do that until you get all the way through the board and your character is moving, you're messing with other players, you're hurting, you're helping, you might get killed in the process. That's all part of the game. Basically what you're trying to do is move through the board and get to the boss realm. The first person to get to the boss realm makes everybody transport to the boss realm, and then you're activating a boss battle. And to do that, somebody is taking on the role of the boss. You can take turns, whoever wants to do it, or if a player's out, they can do it, and you just get into a dice battle and you roll back and forth, and that's the battle mechanic. let's say this character dies, then the boss dies, then these two characters have to fight each other, this character beats that character, Frog Lore's the winner, and it goes to the portal home, and that's how you win the game. So what happens if you die early, before you get to the boss? You have two options. You can lay your character down and await to be resurrected. There are some loot cards that will help resurrect players and you can be back in the action. Or you can decide you're gonna lose the game and you turn into the mushroom zombie. And this character then is purely dice rolls. You only move. You would roll the dice on your turn. I have a 4. For every loot token you touch, you actually consume it and take it off the board so other players cannot collect it. If you flip over a skeleton token, which is like a boss battle, like let's see, like one of these, then you would actually gain a hit point. So for every skull token you have, it's worth an extra hit point. So the mushroom zombie by default has 2 hit points. So if you touch another character, you're done with the game, they'll lose 2 points. But for every skull you have, since I have 2 here, I would be worth 4 hit points. So you kind of curse the board and you can use that on whoever you want. You can choose not to hurt anybody, you can choose to target another player, or you can target the boss. And that's pretty much what happens when you die. So it's an extra fun element for people that die in the game early, which will happen to some people. Fire tokens are these fire tokens in the corner. Cards will tell you when to drop these. They work in a very specific way. You can either drop them on a player to lose 1 hit point, or you can place them on the board. If a player passes through a fire token, it's -2 health. If they land directly on it, it's -3 health. So depending on how you want to use these tokens, you can hurt people greatly or just kind of pick at them. And of note, if you are the zombie character and you're playing death, they cannot go through fire tokens. So you can trap them if you want, or you can try and manipulate how they move around the board. Player shields are really strong, and you should be aware that these are more like sponges. So if you get attacked by somebody, no matter how many hit points it is, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, a shield will absorb all of that 1 attack damage. So it's really important for you to keep a shield. Once your shield's gone, for every hit point, it's represented by 1 heart. So you're gonna wanna collect those. So TC1991, for example, has 2 shields, very powerful. Chaos tokens are another thing you wanna keep in mind. This represents chaos cards. So if you do unveil a chaos token, you collect the corresponding card. You look at it as the player, but you do not share it with anybody else, and you put it face down on your chaos card slot on your player board. You can use this anytime you could use a loot card, and these are things that will greatly manipulate the state of the game and cause a lot of chaos. So the only way to get chaos cards are to land on a token directly, or if you kill 3 minions and you collect that many skulls, so if you have killed 3 minions on the board and you collect 3 tokens, then you will also collect a chaos card. And when they're all out, they're all out. So if you use 6 per game, there's no more to get. You don't reshuffle those. So to reiterate how to win this game, you are moving through the board, collecting tokens, fighting monsters, potentially getting chaos tokens, all through the different realms, and you must survive the realms, get to the boss, defeat the boss, and then it's last person standing in a battle royale mode. So only one person can win this game. Oftentimes nobody wins. The boss might defeat all players. It is very important to have a few players make it to the boss because it is much easier to defeat. If you're by yourself, it'll be very challenging. But otherwise, that's how you win. Take the boss off the board, be the last player remaining, and you win the game. So there you have it. That's how you play Realm Runners. So again, to win this game, you need to survive the realms, get to the boss, defeat the boss, and then it turns into an all-out battle royale skirmish amongst the surviving players. There's only one portal home to win, and this game can be played over and over and over, or you can play a long game by extending boards. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It is a rules-light, gotcha game, casual, good times.